Hi, my name is Kristen Kelly. I am an estate planning and probate attorney licensed in Colorado. Today we're going to talk about a really exciting topic, probate. So we'll start off with what exactly is probate. Probate occurs when somebody has passed away. So someone passed away and we have to transfer everything they owned from themselves to whoever it needs to go to. The who it goes to we call beneficiaries. So we'll start by backing up and deciding when we even need a probate. In Colorado, you need a probate in one of two situations. One, you own real property. Real property is a house, land, mineral interests even. Or you have at least $66,000. Keep in mind that number fluctuates from year to year, so by the time you're watching this video, that number may be different, but right now in 2019, we're talking about $66,000. Keep in mind that cash figure is cumulative. So if you have $10,000 in 7 different bank accounts, that's enough to pull us into probate. People think, well, I have a will, so I don't need to go to probate. That's most likely not true. Think of a will as an instruction sheet for going through probate. When we're set to go through probate, essentially we need to nominate what's called a personal representative. It used to be called executor, executrix. It's called personal representative now. Although the title has changed, what the person does has not. Essentially, they've got 4 main roles. Find the person who passed away, called the decedent's stuff, value their stuff, pay any creditors, and then distribute things either per the terms of the will if we have one, or per the terms of Colorado intestacy statutes. We'll stop for a second and talk about intestacy. Intestacy is just the fancy legal term for someone who passes away without a will. Don't worry, if someone passed away without a will, we'll still get items where they need to go, but it's gonna be based on the way Colorado says it goes. We'll do another video. Click here to find that video where we talk about how things go when you pass away without a will. Backing along through what probate is and how exactly it works. If someone passed away and had a will and they nominated somebody as their personal representative, it's also called personal rep, PR, or their executor, depending on how old their will is, and that person they appointed is alive and willing to do the job, that's the person that's going to run the probate show. However, if they passed away and they didn't have a will, or the person doesn't want to accept the job, something along those lines, what we have to do is get somebody appointed based on the way the law says. So we'll use an example. We'll say that Jane is a single person, but she had 2 children. She had Chris and Sam. And Chris and Sam are brothers, and Jane never appointed anybody because she didn't do a will. So what the law would say as children, the 2 of them would have priority to be personal representative. But Sam, he lives in Florida and does not want to deal with it. Chris lives here and he's willing to take on the burden. So essentially, we'll request the court to appoint Chris, but we'll get a document from Sam saying, I don't want to be personal representative. Instead, I'm going to appoint my brother. And as long as the court signs off on that, that's fine. Then we get this magical document called your letters. A lot of time people find out they need to do a probate for somebody because some bank or other financial institution, or maybe they're trying to sell a house and somebody says you need your letters. So we have 2 types of letters. We have letters testamentary and letters of administration. The difference in the title is just whether or not the person who passed away had a will. But that document is the magic document that lets you as personal representative do whatever it is that you need to do, of course within the constraints of the law, but that's how you're going to be able to sell property and access money in bank accounts in order to pay the bills and then split things however it needs to go, based again on the law if we don't have a will, or the will if we do have one. Ton of information about probate. There's a lot more to it than just getting appointed. We have essentially 2 deadlines within probate in Colorado that we're concerned about. The first deadline is the 6-month clock that we have with the court. This clock starts the day the court appoints someone as personal representative and issues those magic letters. That 6-month period is a minimum, so keep that in mind. Don't expect that for sure we'll close 6 months from that date of appointment, but hopefully we can within it. A lot of it depends on whether or not it's going to be longer, depends upon whether or not we have people fighting. So is this contested? Is everyone getting along? Are we having issues locating assets? What are we doing with the home? Are we trying to sell it? Are we passing it on to somebody who's going to keep it? Things like that. The number 2 deadline we have to worry about is the creditor period. With the creditor period, essentially we have to post in a newspaper and say once a week for a total of 3 weeks, hey, this person has passed away. Essentially, creditors, speak now or forever hold your peace. That 4-month period actually runs the date of the first time we run that in a newspaper. So if we were running today, 4 months from today is the last time creditors can pop up and say, hey, your estate needs to pay me something. If it's the day after it, it's too late, claims are barred. We'll talk in another video more about creditors and the creditor deadline and all of the different rules and technicalities with that. You can click over here to find that link. So essentially 2 time periods. Again, we have to worry about 6 months with the court, plus within that, the 4-month creditor deadline period has to run. By the time everything is done, we've paid creditors if there are any, we've liquidated the estate, then we'll do a final situation where we're going to look through everything, write checks to people who are getting a piece of the estate, and then we can close the estate. And one final sentence, what is probate? Probate is just the court-guided process of transferring ownership of assets from the person who passed away to his or her beneficiaries. Don't forget, if you like this video, give me a like, and also don't forget to subscribe for our next videos.